first thing I need to say is that you guys did this. All of the Dirt Bike Channel faithful are making this possible for these giveaways. These sweepstakes don't happen without your support. We did this, guys, and I'm very proud of it, and I want you guys to see what happened when we gave the bike away. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into Dirt Bike Channel. I'm your host, Kyle Brotherson, and I have Matt Dunn here with me, right? How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing great.
You're doing great. Is this your new bike?
I think it is.
I think it is.
I want it.
I think it is. You did. You did. Do you still believe? Because I remember you saying on the phone, you're like, "Are you kidding me?" Right?
I said, "Are you kidding me?" a lot.
And I wasn't kidding you.
You were not kidding me.
I wasn't kidding you. You know. So here we are. Where are we at? It's Fruita, right?
We're in Fruita, Colorado.
Fruita, Colorado.
Yeah.
So this is what? This is about a 4.5 hour drive for you?
Yeah, about 4.5.
4.5?
Yeah.
I appreciate you meeting me here. So this is the bike. So tell me a little bit. So we know on the phone that you've been riding for years. You've been riding for a lot longer than I have. You've got a Beta that's a 2014.
I do.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And you race a couple different things.
I race the Rocky Mountain Enduro Series and the Colorado Off-Road Championship Series, Corks in Colorado. Both great events. We invite everybody to come out and ride with us anytime.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's your favorite race of the year?
My favorite race of the year, hands down, would be the Rocky Mountain Enduro Circuit, the Shady Burrow 2-day Enduro in South Fork, Colorado. Fantastic. A true high mountain alpine enduro racing like it used to be years ago. It's a well-run event that brings a lot of people from all over the country. It's fantastic. Best riding probably I've ever done in my life.
That's cool. Where have you lived? Have you lived in Colorado your whole life?
Don't hold it against me, but I grew up in California.
Oh.
Yeah. Moved to.
We're gonna have to edit that out. He's from California.
That's right.
I'm just kidding. We love California.
California's awesome.
California's amazing.
Just can't afford to live there.
Yeah.
I moved to Vail when I was a kid. 19, I guess, to become a ski bum. I ended up meeting my wife in Vail, and like I said, started my career from there and have been riding ever since.
Now, speaking of your wife, technically speaking, the paperwork says the bike was awarded to Kelly.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to you're gonna have to be nice to her.
Oh, I'll be great to her. It's
you know,
she gets half. Colorado's a no-fault state, man. So she gets everything I get.
Oh yeah. Since Matt was you were in what, Minneapolis? You were.
I was in Cincinnati when you called.
Cincinnati when I called. So you weren't home, and I'm like Matt, I've got to have some paperwork from you, like ASAP. It's got to be notarized. And so we used your beautiful wife to get that done.
Perfect.
Right?
Well, thank you. Thank you to both of you. And thank you to my beautiful wife for allowing me to ride dirt bikes and motorcycles my whole life and allowing me to go out on the weekends and ride with guys like you and other people that are involved in the sport. It's awesome.
It's great. It's such an awesome sport because it's something at every level. There's always something for you to do. There's something for you to get better at and to enjoy. And sometimes our speeds are increasing, sometimes they're decreasing. But what I find this so amazing about dirt bikes is we can have fun all the time, at any speed, at any skill level.
Right.
I mean, I had just as much fun when I was starting as I do now.
Yes.
You know, you focus on different things,
Yep.
and it's just amazing, right?
Right. Yeah, and the progression through the sport is good. It keeps you healthy, keeps old guys like me from doing stupid things, and it's great. It's great for everybody. It's great for families. It's great for kids, young and old.
It is. It is. It's a fantastic confidence booster
For sure.
For kids, right?
Yeah.
You know, to let them know. What's that, Karen? You're just gonna have to tell me straight up because I can't. So you want me to turn like this? Okay. So, no, that's fantastic. So tell me what is it? What are you the most excited about with this bike, the 300 TPI?
You know, it'll be good to be back on a KTM. I had a 450 Supercross bike, and I really like the way they turn actually. And I'm excited about the TPI. There's no jetting, and it's a newer platform. It's something different. I think we talked about this. I've never really been on a PDS system before, but I'm excited to try that out and to see how we can make it work eventually into an enduro race bike.
Yeah, I mean, first, obviously, you're going to need a skid plate. You're going to need maybe a few different things. They come really close. The only thing, I don't do a lot to them. I'm not a big aftermarket part guy, so I put skid plates on them. I put tubeless on them because I love that. Other than that,
I'm the same way.
There's not a ton of things that I do too. I always put a rear disc guard on. Back here to protect that.
Sure.
And are you a full wrap handguard kind of guy, or are you more of a flag guard guy?
You know, I'm a full wrap guy for the high mountain single track stuff, just because You know, especially if you're in an enduro or something and you break something, then you're done, or you might have to fix it. Same with the tubeless and or the Nitro Mousse, not to plug Nitro Mousse, but I use the Nitro Mousse mousse setup just so in case I get a flat, or so I don't get a flat rather, that I can just keep riding.
Fantastic.
So, but other like you said, I don't. You know, I think the skid plate's sort of mandatory. I kind of agree with you about the pipe guard. You might get some relief there, but it might not.
The problem is it's just expensive.
It is.
You know, you can almost double the cost of your pipe and you still bend them.
Right.
And the problem that I have is you bend them in an area, it'll be bent over here on the small side and it pinches.
Yep.
So okay, I saved myself from getting a big dent in the biggest part of my expansion chamber, but now I've forced that energy down into an area where I pinch.
Agreed.
And I'm just going, I'll just get a pipe for $200 in 8 months, 10 months, or 2 years, you know?
Yes, agreed.
So that's fantastic.
Yeah, so other than that, you know, we're gonna take sort of everybody's advice. I'm just gonna ride it stock and see how it performs instead of just making a lot of changes right away.
That is so wise.
Yeah.
People get the bikes and they change them. And I say, you need to listen to me. You need to get to know the bike before you start to change it. So, unless you've been on a platform before, I suggest that you ride it for 5 to 10 hours
easily
before you really start changing it, because you don't. This is just like, it's like a new relationship.
Yep.
You've got to get to know the bike before you start to modify it. So that's a pro tip, even though neither one of us are pros. But we're gonna call it a pro tip.
Yeah, and if you do make changes, you might end up chasing your tail on some of the setup. So just go with a setup that works. And then, like you said, get to know it, break the suspension in. If it doesn't work, then take it to your local guy. I use EnduroSpec out of Colorado, and they do a nice job with KTM and all the products. And they're racers too, so they can help you with setup ideas.
Yeah, the one exception to that would be if you're way out of the weight range, then you would need to spring the bike.
Absolutely.
But I'm looking at you and I'm going, you're not out of the weight range for
Thanks,
these bikes. And so, but if you weigh 190, 200 or plus, you're probably going to need to respring the bike because it's not going to be sprung for your weight.
For sure, agreed.
You know?
Yep. And then again, when you respring it, you might look at new valving just because now we have a different spring rate in there.
Yeah.
But otherwise, start with that. That's what I always tell my friends. Get the right spring rate in there. Set your sag, get the chassis to settle down, the chassis set up, then you know what you're dealing with.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, we're going to have to, and you know what, off camera, we're going to talk airplanes, because it just so happens that the only thing I ever wanted to do was fly airplanes my entire life. I wanted to be an F-14 pilot. I saw Top Gun.
Oh, for sure.
When I was like 5.
Yeah.
I don't know why my parents let me watch Top Gun, because there is so much sexual innuendo. Every other thing is like, but my parents were like, oh, it'll be fine. So I wanted to be Tom Cruise. I wanted to be Maverick flying an F-14. You know what I mean? And then I went to the Air Force ROTC and these different things. And I was training. I got my private rating. I got my instrument rating. I was working on my commercial. And then we started having babies and rent and diapers, and everything was going into the family.
And we know a lot about that. We can talk about that for sure. But can I just take a moment and say thank you to your viewers for being nice to me when all I could say on the phone was, I can't believe it, I can't believe it. A lot of support. And I think what really I got out of all that was the viewers kind of reminded me like why I like riding dirt bikes, because they were all positive.
Yeah.
They made me feel like, you know, I wasn't sticking my foot in my mouth too much. So thank you to all your viewers and to you for sure.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks so much.
Awesome.
Let's go get this bike in your truck.
Okay.
Cool. Guys, can I just take a minute and just thank everyone who supported this sweepstakes? This is an amazing thing that we all did. The only reason it's possible for me to give these bikes away is because you guys are supporting Dirt Bike Channel. And we are literally making huge differences in people's lives just by giving them the opportunity. This is so rewarding, and we did this. Like, Dirt Bike Channel faithful did this. This is the third bike we've given away, and I want to continue to do this. I want to go bigger. I want to do more of this because it is so fulfilling, and it just makes a huge difference to people. Thank you so much for supporting it. Thank you so much for your generosity, and thank you for being nice to Matt and to everyone else who have won these bikes. It is such a blessing to be part of this, and I thank each and every one of you watching this for helping to make it possible. You guys are the best.